There is a scholarship fundraiser coming up on June 14th, that's a Sunday, at White's of Westport from 3 to 7 p.m., remembering the talent and skill of jazz musician and vocalist Armsted R. Christian. Christian was a Grammy-nominated vocalist and beloved Berklee College of Music instructor who passed away in 2016. However, family and friends and colleagues are continuing his memory by creating the scholarship program at Berklee, and they're hoping to help students excel in music education and in performance. With us today to talk about the fundraiser is Marci Pina-Christian, Armsted's wife. I guess we can call you the matriarch of the family now. Can we call you that?
I think that would be accurate.
Okay. And by the way, I saw the wedding photos of your daughter. Absolutely beautiful. I hope it was a wonderful day for you.
Thank you so much. It was glorious.
Okay. Well, this event, this fundraiser, directly impacts young musicians. I can't imagine. I mean, the only way I can imagine is that makes you feel pretty good.
Absolutely. It's been a wonderful journey, wonderful experience. And thank you, Jim, for inviting me to share this space with you this morning. I do appreciate it.
Okay. I bet that was something the young folks, I bet that was something that Armsted really cared about.
He absolutely did. He loved teaching at Berklee. Mm-hmm. And he gave all of himself to his profession, always available to his students. In fact, in our home, Berklee is the #1 music college in the world, and students come from all over the world, and many of them during the holidays were far away from home, and Armsted often would bring them to our dinner table on Thanksgiving. And so he always made himself available to the students, and this is a wonderful legacy, a wonderful way of still being able to help and support students of Berklee College.
This fundraiser takes place on Sunday, June 14th at White's of Westport from 3 to 7 p.m. Tickets are available at Eventbrite. Again, this is a fundraiser, folks. In addition to helping a worthy cause, what will people get for their donation on the 14th?
Well, if you are a music lover, jazz lover, you're getting the best of jazz in the roster of musicians that we have annually. Along with that, we have a raffle and also the opportunity to hear or listen to the scholarship recipient for this year. That has been a nice addition to the program, that each year we give out the annual scholarship, and these students have an opportunity to play with master musicians. And that's a nice way of allowing the audience to see where these funds are going. So it's just a wonderful event. It really is a concert. It's not a program per se, although there is some speaking during the event, but it's mostly just an afternoon of dancing and good music.
Great. Who are some of the headliners?
So Armsted, his band was called Peaceful Flight, and there were various members within that band. The original members were New Bedford's own Jackie Santos, John Harrison, Tim Ingalls, who is deceased, Armsted, and over the years, players have changed. So we will open up with Peaceful Flight. We also will have Gabrielle Goodman Band. Gabrielle Goodman is a professor at Berklee, as are most of our musicians.
Sure.
And her all-star band are also Berklee professors who will round that set out. And Gabrielle also, she was a colleague of Armsted's, but they were also writing partners. And so on some of her CDs, Armsted has recorded or has written some of the tunes. And she has been a consistent partner within our scholarship events and just a tremendous artist who can sing everything from classical to gospel to R&B to jazz. So, and then our headliner this year, which we are super excited because he has never been to South Coast Mass, and that is Marion Meadows. Marion Meadows is a top-selling smooth jazz artist. He's recorded over 19 CDs. He is a staple on, if you listen to any smooth jazz stations, you will hear him. He is regularly in rotation. He also is a graduate of Berklee College, and he is a international jazz musician. He is on tour. I think about a couple of weeks ago, he was in Japan. And so he will be making his way to the South Coast Mass. And so continuing with what Armsted always did as a musician, he always raised the bar high in terms of the musicians he played with and the musicians that he brought to this area. So I am just the vessel that's continuing with what he always did. And most of the musicians, and Marion is in that category, they are musicians that he toured with, that he worked with. They are personal friends. So when Armsted passed, I took that BlackBerry and I have a long list of musicians. And when I reach out to them, they are all so gracious. He was so loved, and they are all willing to participate. So that's a benefit for the folks of South Coast.
Okay, Gabriel Goodman, Marion Meadows, were they students of Armsted?
Not students.
Colleagues?
They were colleagues.
Okay.
They were colleagues of his. Or in Marion's case, they did tour on the road together.
So it will be like a concert rather than, dinner music or anything like that. Can attendees look forward to any collaboration moments or surprises on stage?
I think
that's the nature of jazz.
You are so right.
Yeah.
It is impromptu, and it is always there's nothing better than live music. And when you get musicians together, all of whom are at the level that these musicians are at, the spontaneity, all of that is what makes for a great event, a great show. So what I can tell you is now that we are going into our 10-year, folks look forward to these annual events. They always come out and they're never disappointed. So I can put my guarantee on this event as I would on any of our events that if you love music, you're going to have a wonderful afternoon, early evening of great performances and great music.
You're listening to Town Square Sunday. I'm Jim Phillips. My guest is Marci Pina-Christian. We're talking about the Armsted Christian Scholarship Jazz Fundraiser coming up on Sunday, June 14th at White's of Westport. Tickets are still available at Eventbrite. Can you share more about the history of the scholarship, Marci? How did that get started? Was it a family thing first, and did others join in?
I actually announced the scholarship at Armsted's funeral. It was something that just came to me, something that I thought would be so appropriate, in just knowing who he was and how much he gave of himself to the profession and to the college. at his funeral, there were many, many students from Berklee. They were kind of all in a group together, and they were just all so broken because they had so much love and respect for Armsted and all that he gave to them beyond just his musical expertise. But it was just the mentorship, the lessons about life, social justice through this course that he developed that was called Flowology, where he would give them some sort of social justice issues, and you would have the poets who would create a piece, and the musicians who would play impromptu and create the mood for the poet. And I had the opportunity to observe some of these classes. It became one of the most popular classes, by the way, at Berklee. And at the end of every class, Armsted would have all of the students in a circle, and they would all have their arms on each other's shoulders. And he would just ask them to just throw into the circle something that you wanted to give away. And so in this class, a lot of students found healing. You can imagine a college where you have students from all over the world. Many of these students struggle. They leave the country that they're from. They come here and they're trying to. Berklee is has a very rigorous curriculum, and they may be in a foreign country and they're just trying to find their way. So he was that person that many of them could just reach out to and found comfort in that. And so when he passed, they had these poster boards on the wall, several of them where students could just be able to write what they were feeling. And some of what I read just really moved and touched my heart in such an amazing way. There were some students that wrote, I found myself through you. And so I knew that we had to do something. So I thought of the scholarship, and an endowed scholarship, as you know, is a lifetime scholarship. I had to raise $50,000 just to initially start the scholarship. And so the way that we did it was through these jazz events. In 2021, we raised the $50,000. At that point, we could start giving out an annual scholarship each year. This year will be our 5th annual scholarship. There was a priority on the scholarships that if a student is a resident of New Bedford and attend in Berklee, they are to be given a priority. So we did have one student, Daisha Andrade. She's actually graduating this year. She received a scholarship. All of them get to perform with the master musicians. And so that has been a wonderful addition over the last 5 years to the program.
You've had this one New Bedford young lady who
graduating this
graduates this year. Any other success stories that you can think about for just a moment and share with us?
Well, I think that we give the scholarship to them when they're in their second year. And the reason why they do that at Berklee with the endowed scholarships, because usually going into your junior year, you're probably going to graduate. Yep. And so all of our 4, because we have this one will be going into his junior year, they all graduate. And we know graduating from Berklee, when these students graduate, they're prepared for their profession. So we don't know what they will become, or maybe the next Taylor Swift, or who knows, might be coming. But they also are part of our musical family. We now are doing a second event. Last year we did another fundraiser at the Roach Jones Duff House in the fabulous historic Rose Gardens, which was hugely successful everyone loved it. And so that will be our second signature annual event. And we always invite our scholarship recipients to come back and be a part of this musical family. And that is something that they have been doing. So that is a success to me.
Sure. My guest has been Marci Pina-Christian, wife of the late jazz vocalist and educator Armsted Christian. She and others have organized an annual fundraiser remembering and honoring Armsted while raising money for a scholarship fund to assist students attending the Berklee College of Music. This event this year, June 14th, 3 to 7 p.m. at White's of Westport. Tickets are available at Eventbrite. Marci, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much. And please come out and join us. Tickets will be available at the door.
Okay, very good. Thank you for adding that. Next, there's a lot happening this month at the New Bedford Fishing Heritage Center as the FHC celebrates its 10th birthday. More when Town Square Sunday continues.